frustrated with the way that they played down the stretch. And I know that some of this has to do with the fatigue that this team is currently dealing with, Harry, and I think that that's going to be a big part of what happens to them in the next round against the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. It's probably the reason that the Warriors, by and large, are favored there because they've had rest. They're not as hurt. Remember, we talked about difference between being injured, like the Miami Heat, and playing hurt, like the Boston Celtics. But back-to-back 7-game series and the mental fatigue that is wearing now on the Boston Celtics put them in a spot last night where they nearly blew that game. I don't feel sorry for them because I think that that's something that with age, maturity, and the fact that they had been in this situation in the conference finals in 2018, you shouldn't put yourself back in this situation again all these years later. They should know better. But man, they were lucky. That's all I got to say about them late in the game. They were absolutely lucky to hold on.
Well, that's a reason why, they have that a little leprechaun running around everywhere in Boston is because sometimes it's better to be lucky than anything else. And I'll tell you this, if they were playing a team like the Golden State Warriors last night in a Game 7, they would have lost that ball game.
Absolutely.
Because when you're up in Game 7s, you have to keep your foot on the gas and you got to deliver the knockout punch. That's not what they did. They got casual. The offense wasn't fluid like it was early in the game. They did a great job, I thought, in the game last night of getting transition points, right? Transition points and attacking early in the shot clock, not letting the Miami defense set up and get those steals and creating transition for themselves. So I thought they did a great job of that. But against the Golden State Warriors, when you have a team up, you have to bury them. We've seen against the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks were up 19 points. Next thing you know, that's actually a game I fell asleep on, Courtney. The Mavericks was up 19 points. Next thing you know, I woke up. And
they blew that 19-point lead.
Won the game. They shoot the basketball extremely too well. Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, Steph Curry, Andrew Wiggins.
You woke up to Kevon Looney being a hero.
Exactly.
As one does.
So when you have a chance to bury your opponent, you have to do it. You have to choke them out. Mike Smith, my head coach for the Atlanta Falcons, he say, when you got them down, you try to choke them out. You choke them out and you like this. You choke them out. You got to bury them. You can't leave teams daylight for teams. And nowadays, a 19, 20-point lead is basically like a 9 and 10-point lead in the NBA today.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And I mean, here's the thing that I am trying to wrap my head around when the Heat go on that 11-0 run at the end of the game, and Jimmy Butler opts not to drive on Al Horford, and he takes the three that we just talked about. The shot selection. I don't think it was a bad shot. I think I want the ball in Jimmy Butler's hands there at the end of the game.
100%.
Is it more of a factor that Boston escaped this game or that Miami lost it? How do you, when you look at this, when you're going to remember Game 7 and the way that this thing played out, do you give, I guess, which side do you fall on there? Boston, barely scraping by here, or, I guess any sort of fault with Miami?
Well, I'm going to look at it from the Boston's angle because in this entire series, they were the better team. And saying that, I just think when it came to a Game 7, they had the better offensive players, and that's actually what showed up last night as well because Jimmy Butler didn't have the help besides Bam Adebayo, but Bam has only been a show in one other game in this series as well.
Yeah, in Game 3.
So when you look at the overview and the overhaul of the series, the Boston Celtics, everything said it was for them to win this series. And they did. And sometimes you have to scrape pies. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you may have to play 2 series of Game 7, right? The conference semifinals against the Milwaukee Bucks, the defending NBA Finals champions. And then you go against Jimmy Butler, number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference this year, and it goes to 7 games. Sometimes it's like that. But do they have enough in the tank for the Golden State Warriors? Because one thing I know about the Golden State Warriors, they're not going to let you relax defensively. Even though I do believe this is going to be the best defensive team that the Warriors face in the playoffs, but the ball movement and the way Steph Curry and Klay Thompson run off screens, and they're constantly moving. You always tell shooters today, you want to learn how to move without the basketball, watch Reggie Miller, watch Ray Allen, and watch the Golden State Warriors because they do a damn good job of that.
I think the promising thing for me is seeing the cut down on turnovers for Tatum and Brown last night. When I think about this Celtics team and where they're headed now, they can't play the way that they did in earlier parts of this series where Jaylen Brown might be putting up 40 points, but he's turning the ball over 7 times. I mean, those things negate each other at the end. And when you see Tatum dropping 26, He had double-double, 26 and 10. He only turned the ball over twice, which, I'm talking about like only turned the ball over twice. But that's huge for him because that's been the bugaboo for this team that they haven't been able to overcome. Like their ball security issues, Ime Udoka has talked about it. Like that's just been such a it's just bad basketball, like at that point. And same thing with Jaylen Brown too, 24 and 6. He turned the ball over 4 times there. Can we just talk about Marcus Smart though?
Yeah.
What happened there in the final, like the final 6 possessions, and he misses 5 shots there. Like, what are you doing?
Well,
like that to me, like I understand you're the point guard of this team. Like you have to get back on the defensive end. Jimmy Butler's trying to, snatch your soul there in the final few moments.
I like how you put it, snatches.
It's just like I called him a liability in those moments. Like Marcus Smart to me was an absolute liability in the final moments of the game when he missed those 5 shots.
But I say this. A lot of people look at those shots and say, why is he shooting that basketball? Well, I'm going to turn it to the other side. There were times where Jason Tatum was getting doubled, and Jason Tatum was making the right pass, and Marcus Smart is wide open shooting those shots.
Yeah.
If he just hits 1 or 2 of them, the game is probably done. But he missed it. But I would rather have a guy shooting wide open shots than a guy shooting a contested shot.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.